Hello, welcome to more yoga with me, Emily. Thank you so much for joining me today. It might look dark in here because it's so sunny outside. Yay! Finally, the sun has returned to Vancouver. I hope that you are doing well today. As I record this, it's December 1st. I was walking my daughter to school, and there were kids were flying down the street yelling, "It's December 1st!" So, seems like I'm not the only one who's feeling well and excited today. I thought that we would get a little bit into the chest and shoulders today. So ideally, if you have a strap or a broom handle, uh, or even a long belt, that's quite a wide belt, but a long belt, or even a piece of rope that you could use, that would be really useful today. And if you don't, I can give you variations that don't use the strap, but it's going to really help to loosen up into the chest and shoulders, and I'm feeling quite tight these days. So let's start just in a seated position. I'm going to sit up on a block, or this thin block, just to help lift my sit bones up a little bit and gives a little release through the hip flexors. Just makes sitting here a slightly more enjoyable experience, a bit easier. And then I'm going to close my eyes. You can too if you want to. And for 3 breaths, inhale through your nose. And exhale, sigh your breath away. Couple more. And then continue breathing however you need to, whether it's in and out through your nose or your mouth. And then can you feel or just even exaggerate a loop of your shoulders up, back, and down with the tiniest little squeeze of the shoulder blades toward each other, so that the chest and the shoulders can open. And eventually maybe you'll start to lose that activation and round forward, and if you notice that happening, just find that little loop. Maybe you feel a little gentle tuck of the chin, ever so slightly, just so the crown of the head can rise. Last couple of breaths here. And let's do some seated cat and cow. So as you inhale, lift your chest up to the sky. Little squeeze the shoulder blades. Exhale, round through your spine. You can pull through the shoulder blades if you want to. Inhale to rock forward, lift through the heart. Exhale to rock back and round. So a couple more of these seated undulations on your own time, on your own breath. And let it be really unctuous and syrupy and serpentine. And then the next time that you come back up to seated, shake it out a little bit and grab your strap or dowel if you have one. If you don't, then you can interlace your hands, flip the palms forward, and then reach your arms up to the sky. If you have the strap, you can take your hands narrow or take them wide, whatever feels good. And we're just gonna move here. Just seated, opening through the body, little wiggles or stretches. Again, it could look something like this if you don't have a strap. My buckles were kind of dangling anyway. So whatever feels nice here. And then get rid of your strap for a while, for the moment, and then come back to the seated position. Bring your left fingertips to the floor. Reach your right arm up to the sky. Inhale, lift here. As you exhale, start to fold sideways over to the left. Now make sure this bottom shoulder isn't creeping up to your ear. Bring it down. You might press the left fingertips away from you, and you can really feel that puff into the right side of the ribs. And then really root that right sit bone down into the floor. Maybe you turn the gaze up. You don't have to. You could look down. One more breath here. And then inhale all the way back up, little shake out, and then bring your right fingertips to the floor. Left arm reaches overhead. Exhale, side bend to the right. So now we're getting into the left side of the body. Same thing, wrap the shoulder down. Breathe through the nose or the mouth, but think of spiraling those upper left ribs open to the sky. One more breath here. And then inhale. Back to center. Shake it all out. And let's move to hands and knees. Maybe it's work to move to your hands and knees. Then set up with knees underneath hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked behind you. Hands outer shoulder width apart or wider. Little draw of belly button to spine. And let's move through more traditional cat and cow now. So inhale, lift the tailbone to the sky. Find that little hollow in the lower back. Broaden through the collarbones. And then exhale, round through your spine. Really press the floor away from you with your hands. Inhale to dip the belly. And exhale, round. So a few more of these undulations on your own time, on your own breath. And as always, maybe there's some other natural movement that would feel really good here. A little wiggle of the tail from side to side. Maybe some barrel rolls through your chest or shoulders. Just go where you need to go. And then eventually come back to center. Plant your right hand to the floor and then pick the left arm up to the side. Maybe you inhale up to the sky. As you exhale, thread it all the way under. And we're going to reach that hand back toward the back or the right knee. Gently bring the back of the left shoulder to the floor, maybe the side of the head. If you have pillows, you can stack them underneath your head or shoulder to bring the floor up to you. And then maybe you stay here. Maybe you start to walk the right fingertips forward or up across to the left, really getting into that top armpit. You could drape the arm behind the low back. So a little bit different of an angle here today than we usually do here. So just go where you need to go. And then bring your right hand back underneath you. Press yourself back up, hands and knees. Ooh, little wiggle or shake out. And then we'll switch sides. So plant the left hand now. Inhale the right arm out to the side, maybe all the way up to the sky. And then exhale, thread it underneath. But again, send it back towards the left knee. Maybe you bring something underneath your head. And in fact, having my head on the floor, not so comfy. I'm going to bring a pillow underneath my head. And then maybe you just stay here feeling that delicious twist through the spine. Maybe you play with what that left hand does. Couple more breaths here. Your left hand